Hey friends, David Miller here, Phoenix, Arizona multimedia artist, photographer, educator. I am sitting with a friend of mine, originally from Ohio, but I met her in New York as a model, and her model name is Hexmotel. That's on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, anything else?
All of the above. That's pretty much it, yeah.
So I'm really excited because I met you October 2020, and it is May 2021, and we're in Arizona, we're not in New York. So what are your impressions of the Southwest? This is your first time west of Minneapolis.
This is my first time west. I actually really like it so far. The heat has taken me aback a little bit. But other than that, the landscape, everything is super pretty. I really love all of the really big cactuses, all the plants, the dead things. I like looking at it.
It is the first week. It was actually really hot too.
Yeah, it was really hot.
2 days ago was the first 100-degree day. Up until now, it's actually kind of paradise to live, and I would bike out for 4 hours a day. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you came right at the cusp right of the change, which is good because you're not getting at its worst 120. Mm-hmm. Now, we've been creating the last 2 days. We have a lot of things we want to talk about. Can you tell people a little bit about yourself, though?
About me, my name's Shay. Hello. I'm a hand-poke tattoo artist, model, musician. I make noise techno music. I haven't released anything yet, but keep your eyes peeled for that eventually when I release tapes. I originally came from Ohio. I moved to New York in July, and I've been there since, just kind of living my life, finding people, meeting people, trying to tattoo, do modeling, shoots, and everything, but it's been fun so far. It's been nice.
Why did you choose New York? I mean, kind of.
Yeah, I have always loved New York. I've always felt drawn to New York and a lot of the things that it has to offer. Just constant accessibility to things, a lot of people. It's very busy. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to keep up with instead of the city around me trying to keep up with me. It's nice. I feel like I have something to chase after.
Photo shoots in New York versus photo shoots in Ohio. What have you noticed about the level of people you get to work with or meet?
I definitely feel like I had more of a network in Ohio just because I had been there my whole life. So I definitely had more shoots in Ohio as opposed to New York right now. But I've definitely met a lot more fashion-related people, designers. Even if I haven't shot with a bunch of photographers, I've definitely made my way through a good amount of fashion people. So when things start getting busier again, which they are now, which is cool, I think I'll have a lot to do. But it's been interesting. The photographers are different, the people are different, but I have met a lot of people from Ohio in New York.
Fashion, makeup, edgy looks,
yes.
And do you have a general philosophy about how you want to be presented in imagery? You have a very strong aesthetic, and a lot of your stuff is self-shot,
yes.
And also I'm assuming self-edited when you do the collage-y kind of things in Instagram. How would you summarize your aesthetic?
I would definitely say it's punky, it's a little goth, it's pretty edgy overall. Has some metal elements to it, which my tattoos definitely add to that, which you can't see the big super metal one right now.
There will be photos.
Yeah, okay.
Corresponding to this.
Yeah, so with my tattoos and everything, I definitely have sort of a metal edge to it, especially with my makeup looks. I do a lot of very metal-esque, spiky looks with makeup. But otherwise, trashy goth, mostly.
And I'm looking at your eye makeup right now. It's very precise up top and very
messy
blended,
on the bottom. Yeah.
Messy on the bottom. And it has a little divide in between the two. I'll get a close up of that and superimpose
throw it on there.
But I mean, that's pretty sick. That's and I've noticed that in other things you do where it's it's messy, but I want you to know I'm actually really good at what I do. I'm hyper talented at it. It's incredible.
I like a lot of contrast. I think it's very fun to pair super clean cut with very, very messy. Some of the looks that I do, it's really big eyeliner, full face eyeliner, and for those it's it has very pristine points, very solid lines, and it all flows through together, but then all together when you look at it, it is very messy and abstract. So it's like a nice like contrast between like chaos and cleanliness, I guess.
Do you do that in other creative media? I know you draw. I forgot if you painted or not.
I did used to paint, yeah. I multimedia collaging specifically. I definitely like, that's more so messy. That's just like brain junk all over a page. But when it comes to music, I definitely have like my chaotic side, but it is very technical at the same time. So it's like, it's noisy, but I contrast it with it being like very technical and having like a very technical setup when it comes to like actually making music or like producing or jamming. Because we do have like a lot of like synths and things to work with, and then we feed it through like weird stuff. So it is very technical, but also when you hear it, it's very messy and chaotic.
It has a texture.
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to finally hear some of what you make, because I get the feeling anything, somebody who's as strong an artist and a personality as you, anything you make, if it was like a food dish, if you design clothes, if you did makeup, if you made in music, you know, I would spot you in it, you know, and I noticed that with other artists who are like designers, but also sculptors and also photographers and stuff like that. So
I'll send you a tape when I make one eventually.
Sick. What kind of advice do you've been modeling since your teen years, maybe even younger than that?
Yeah, a long time.
And I've seen, you know, some really fun pictures of your youth being a cheerleader and things like that. As you became more edgy, was there pushback from maybe family members or agencies or people who are like, you shouldn't do this, you can't do that, you're gonna sabotage your life, your career? What has that happened to you?
Honestly, I think a lot of it came from myself. Because I've always wanted to be a model. I've always wanted to be in the industry. And I definitely like fought myself for a very long time with my looks and how I present myself. Because I was like, oh, you like want to make it in this industry that's like super tight strung. Like you can't have a bunch of tattoos. Like you can't look a certain way. But eventually I kind of just gave up on that. I was like, I'm going to be who I am and people can accept it or not. And if they don't, then that's not my problem. I will find people who will. I definitely feel like most of the backlash that I got outwardly was not necessarily from agencies, but from like family members, or I grew up in a really small town. So it was like people in that town that were just like, blah, like you're never going to do anything with your life, blah, blah, blah. But
what are they all doing right now?
Absolutely nothing. Which, like, here we are.
Oh,
you know?
Too bad you didn't take their advice.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Could be,
right next to them.
You could be doing nothing next to them, yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely feel like that kind of thing motivates me a lot, just because I am competitive in nature, and then I just want to prove people wrong. I want to be like, no, you're wrong about me, because I know who I am, and I will make sure that they know who I am at some point too.
I think you're 100% right.
Yeah.
So, any hot advice for people wanting to get into modeling, makeup?
It just takes practice. Be yourself and don't lose yourself in it, because it can be very easy to be like swallowed up by these different industries and by like the people within it. But when it comes to makeup, just practice as much as you can. It doesn't even matter if you wear it out. Like slap some stuff on your face, take it off, do it again, and just see how it looks. Try out new things, draw inspiration from people, find artists that you like, and maybe message with them, see what kind of advice and tips and tricks they have, watch a bunch of videos, and just draw on your face. That's normally what I do. I always say that I'm like painting my face. I never really have like a direction that I'm going in with like makeup. I just do it. I just start throwing stuff on there and hoping that it works out for the best. And sometimes it does, but on the times that it doesn't, I just take it off and do it again and try again. It's like, that was sort of a vibe that I was going for, but not really. And then I'll just do it again, which is why I do my makeup for hours.
Yeah. And you document each process you do, right? So you'll know what were the tools, what was...
Yeah.
I didn't forget how I blended this thing, and I'm not really certain. We're going to do a separate video on makeup in a moment, but for more details, you can watch that one.
Yeah. But then, with modeling, also draw inspiration from other photographers, like get to know other models or other people that are into like the fashion world, and see if like they want to like help you make a garment and then shoot it. Even if you just are taking your own like self-timer photos in your bedroom, like you can set up props, you can do all kinds of stuff, and then you can Photoshop it however you want or edit it however you want. Because I mean, I do that a lot when I'm at home and I'm not like shooting super frequently. I'll take self-timer photos, and then I'll like edit them all funky, and I'll just do a full face of makeup, go crazy, and then take a bunch of pictures, and then just sort through them and see what I like. I practice in front of mirrors all the time. I'll practice on video so I can like see myself from like an outward point of view to see what I'm looking like or what I would look like through the eyes of a camera, through the eyes of other people. But yeah, definitely just practice, mostly.
And it doesn't matter if it's professional or self-shot at this point, right?
No,
it's like
definitely not.
The amount of attention, the followers, whatever, like I don't think you cut yourself off at the knees with quality by just shooting things on your phone or whatever. Yeah. It seems like equivalent to what we do. A lot of cameras,
yeah. Especially if you use like a back camera. Back cameras are great. But I always just grab friends. We'll do like iPhone shoots on my roof sometimes, or like in our staircases. We'll just be like, oh yeah, like let's throw a black sheet on the wall and just like do our makeup funky and then take a bunch of pictures on our phones, because why not? It's a fun thing to do. It's nice to just like hang out and be pretty and take photos.
And you're not gonna dry up your content stream. I hate the word content so much.
Yeah.
But if we're producing things because we want to grow a following, it has to be kind of on a consistent basis. Same with YouTube and anything else. So the fact that you're not waiting on a good photographer to book you or ask you to shoot, or you're not chasing other, the photographers you want all the time. The fact that you're not waiting for those photographers to send you images from a shoot to happen, like you have the ability to generate what you need is
just produce.
You got better because you did it a lot.
Exactly.
Right? Same with the makeup, everything else.
Yeah, it's consistency. It's all about consistency. When it comes to like pretty much everything I do, I definitely try and keep like, I'm not a very scheduled or structured person, don't get me wrong, but I definitely do try and like consistently do all of the things that I'm interested in, so that one, I don't lose touch with them, and two, I can maintain my skill set, if not improve it. And also having things to like put out there for people to look at and for people to like remember you by. You have to have that like spark in people's brains. They have to see you everywhere, and then that's your road to success.
Great. We're gonna end this one, but you enjoy the work I do with Hexmotel, Shay. Check out some of the other videos we're gonna have. Talk to you next time.